Hi folks, I'm just setting up at the minute. Grateful if anybody there can tell me whether they can hear me or not, or whether the sound is reasonable. Samil Bandari, P2E, thank you for confirming on the sound. Political bias, similarly. Good stuff. I've still got this sound fault on my box. While I've been setting up, I've just had an email from Wex, the supplier for our encoder, just arranging the swapping arrangements. So hopefully I should be back able to monitor my sound probably from next week. I don't think we'll have it swapped in time for Saturday's show, and I'm kind of loath to change anything so close to the weekend. So I'll leave the camera on the outgoing flight rather than do my usual piece to camera. I think this is a delayed Gran Canaria flight. Yeah, due out 3:20. That's just me catching up. So from the top, good morning Alibi 58, one of our all-star mod team. First in as well, certainly quicker than me, Alibi. Impressive. Sumil, how are you doing, my friend? Deborah Speller, welcome back. Little Bias, welcome back too. Peter E, we've said hi with the sound check, but hi again. VW Islandia, or Vislandia? I think it's Vislandia, isn't it? Good afternoon to you, my friend. Nell W. I'm impressed, Nell. I thought you'd probably still be at work. Excellent. The second of our all-star mods is in the chat. Thank you. Righty-ho. Well, anyway, impromptu pop-up as this is, it looks like it's Thompson's blooming, or Chewie, more accurately, not Thompson, showing my age. Jamboree. Looks like we've got a couple going out in pretty tight order. This one bound for Larnaca. Be interesting whether there's a pattern or whether we've just got lucky with some late runners that we've picked up in the show, because as soon as I realised we've got a reasonable number of movements and the prospect to reverse ops, the temptation to do a pop-up was... Oop, hang on. What have I got here? First of the show, a tiddler. No, I wasn't expecting that. So yeah, we're at reverse ops here with the easterly wind, folks. I'll do the weather report in a minute, but basically we're on a decent easterly. Oh, Bob Tudor, RAF. You see, if Eddie was here now, he'd be waxing lyrical. He used to fly in these when he was with the Cadet Corps. So yeah, 07 in operation today, taking off towards the North Sea. You could probably hear one of the Larnaca Chewie 737 preparing to line up, so let's have a piece of that. The noise should be good. Say, I'm not able to monitor my own sound, so if this sort of tops out a little bit, do let me know, folks. well, now it's lovely, isn't it, when you get an early finish? I think in modern life it becomes something of a scarcity, and even then you've got the hassle of the commute. But excellent. Nice brisk action to get us away. As you can see, another pretty grey sky. Islandia, okay. VW, Islandia. Can I call you Islandia? Oh, right. It is Islandia, pronounced the S. Islandia? Oh, oh, crikey, you've got me all intrigued. Always perilous on this channel to get me over intrigued. This beauty off to Gran Canaria, and I can see a Jet2 pushing back over yonder, which is off to Lanzarote. So it looks like a frenzy of 737s, folks, in the initial phase of the show. I'll open up properly once we've waved these out, as we're slightly earlier than the advertised time, but I thought, let's go for it. Mrs. Plain Sailing Aviation returned home a little bit earlier than expected, so here we go. Political bias, yes, runway 7, mate. That was one of the pull factors for me in the end. I love it when they're operating 07, because obviously we get good close-up shots like this and a bit more of a treat with the sound, both in terms of departures, but the incoming arrivals come fairly low over us as well. Me catching the panning handle there. Good. Good afternoon, David Palfreyman. I hope you're having a good Thursday, mate. Thank you for joining us. So anyone who doesn't know who's talking, I'm Mark, your host, Plain Sailing Aviation. Hoping to be on air till about 6 o'clock, 6:15. Rather depends really on when the last of the planes that we were planning to cover arrive. So scheduled for 6:15, but if they come in a bit earlier, we'll rod up a bit earlier. Equally, if I need to extend by 5 or 10 minutes to catch them, we'll do it that way. As long as there's not a long gap. Good afternoon, Mad Mattup 123. Hope you're doing well. it looks like the Jet2, we say Lanzarote flight, I think. Yep. Looks like they've just unclipped it, or about to unclip it from the tug. I'm just going to line us up there for the minute, folks, so I can see who else is in the chat. Alexandra Wood, good afternoon to you. Hope you're doing well. Having a good Thursday and all that. Thanks NLW, keeping me straight on where things are pointing. Boeing 737 8K5 off to Gran Canaria. Yeah, I'm with you, Alexandra. I can absolutely vouch, and I think Peter E can probably second me, and I'm guessing there's others in the chat. Sorry, I've just realised we've lost focus there. Bit of a blowy old day here, sometimes it upsets the focus. Certainly sunshine in the northeast is really scarce. Let's just have a quick gentle pan of the airfield and I'll do the weather forecast, so you'll note the full sock, or fairly full sock. I think we've seen fuller. But you'll see generally maybe it's the same way you are, certainly in the UK perhaps, but it's fairly overcast. But the weather has brought us 07, so I reckon we're ahead. So actually the weather here itself, it said 9 degrees in the car on the way onto the car park, which is pretty much what the Met Office said. They did say it would feel like 5 degrees. I haven't quite got to that point yet. It don't feel bad, but it's chilly. Less than 5% chance of rain, so even though the skies don't look too promising, they're not expecting it to rain. Easterly wind, 16 miles, it might have altered, but 16 miles an hour, just under 14 knots, but fairly blowy at gusts of 20 up to 29 miles an hour and 25.3 knots, and you could probably hear some of that ambient wind. Of course, it's not put the birds off, they're still chirping away. I think the first part of the show, until British Airways show up in the next 5 minutes, is largely going to be various Jet2 departures, as we've seen in Chewie. Good afternoon, Rab H. I hope you're well, my friend. Having a good Thursday. You've been out cycling today? I take my hat off to you. It's certainly blowy here. Oh, tickle alert incoming. Thank you, Alibi. I better watch this one up on the good old flight radar. Generally, folks, for anyone that's new to 07 here, got it, Alibi, nice one. I'm stood with a hedge behind me. Well, this Jet2 is going to hold, no question, so let me illustrate, folks. So basically there's a metro line that runs directly behind that, so other than sometimes you see the plane's lights through the branches, you're kind of reliant heavily on the mod team keeping me honest in terms of pointing the camera. So where I'm resting at the minute is roughly where I expect it to come into shot, although the tiddlers are somewhat rascally, if you like. Their lines of approach seem to be a little bit more flexible. You still have to come down at the same place, mind. So here we come. I can see it, and I think it might be a bit more this way. There's one of those metro trains I was talking about. Flirting with the wind there. Hey. No easy thing, I suspect, putting them down on the deck. It's not high winds, but it's for small aircraft. It's definitely bumpy. Waited for our tiddler to vacate. Receiving the blast now. I think we'll rest with this Jet2 at the moment. This might be the Dalaman one, I'm thinking. I'll see what the chat says. This must be British Airways, I'm assuming. Sorry, I'm not keeping up with the chat, am I? Figured this would be off at the first exit. So I hope Thursday has been a good day for folks. Obviously in the UK we've got another bank holiday weekend. Seem to be getting all our bank holidays into May really, with the King's coronation on Saturday. Going to give the lens a quick wipe in a minute, folks. I'm not sure why that's not holding focus. Sometimes on windy days it can do that, but just bear with me. 2 ticks. So, quick spot of window cleaning. feeling it's more connected with the wind, but you never do know. Carl Shield, good afternoon to you, sir. Hope things are good in Dublin. Anything interesting, excuse me, interesting been through Dublin today? Ooh, Tiddler alert. This is an unusual placement. Had to do the whole back circuit. I assume this had backtracked. Probably didn't have time. Flying lesson. In the meantime, we'll track back with something a bit meatier. Alexandra Wood, Eastern Airways, Echo Zulu, Echo 23 November, British Aerospace, Jetstream 41 from Aberdeen, arriving in 7. Roger that, Alexandra. I think you could be right now, although I've got a feeling the airport don't like unauthorised hedge trimming. I think we may take a slightly dim view of it. Oh, Vamos is in Dublin. I've yet to see, have I seen Vamos when we've been there? I don't think I have. I think they go Manchester, Gatwick. Oh, nice one. Is that the 330? Yeah, Doris, a mosquito, mate. Or if not a mosquito, a gnat. Anyway, welcome, Doris. You always seem to arrive just after the Larnaca departure. I'm always looking to play you in on that one. Right, what's happening in the foreground? Looks like a Jet2 pushback. Thanks, Alibi. As always, please do give us that like. Consider subscribing. Of course, if you do like what you see, wouldn't ask you to if you didn't, but hopefully you're enjoying the show. Some nice reverse operations from Newcastle International Airport. Bit of a tea time unwind. I know the term tea time is a bit of an elastic term, something of a movable feast, pun intended. But yeah, settle back, watch what's happening. Hopefully we should have a dry show. And main thing is that we don't get a runway change. I think we had a runway change last time we were here. Or was it the time before? I can't remember. I think it was the time before actually, because we did the Sunday pop-up show, myself and Eddie. I think that ran without change, but we obviously caught a late change at Edinburgh on Bank Holiday Monday. It's not quite the same disaster here. Edinburgh, you've got to move, as folks who know Edinburgh well, from one side of the airport to the other. Here it just changes perspective. So I think this one will be holding for the incoming Chewie flight. I'm just looking over my shoulder. trying to get a reference. Probably about a mile out at the minute. But don't worry folks, I'm prepared. I'm going to pivot round in a nanosecond. Especially in the peak of mid-season Rabbi. Where art thou, Chewie? I'm reduced to peering through the hedge again, folks. It's not a cool look at all. There we go. Tenerife are rolling next. As soon as this one exits, better keep an eye out for that incoming Eastern as well, haven't I? Don't want to be picking up an early telescope, that in-house joke of ours for the things that I managed to miss whilst live streaming. I do strive hard to bring you the action, but there's usually a blooper or two along the way. Right. Suffering from hefty travel envy this afternoon. It seems everybody's off somewhere hot and sunny. With the Jet2 pushing back, it really is the Jet2 rush hour. We probably should have asked if they'd be interested in sponsoring the show. Brought to you in association with Jet2. Look. That's just somewhere out. There's a quick picture of actually. For my random collection of pictures. Political bias, thank you so much my friend. Incredibly kind of you, long-term friend of the channel. Thank you so much mate, really appreciate it. Yeah, try and catch up Mark as I do. Let's have a look. Thank you Alexandra Wood, Eastern Airways from Aberdeen on finals. I am standing by Alexandra. Although oddly I can't see it on my flight radar. Don't tell me I'm having a malfunction. I'm at full alertness. Where do we get to? Just don't know which way to look, folks. Let's give the pilot, the first officer, a bit of, or the captain and first officer, a quick breather. But there's definitely a lot of Jet2s out there. There we go. Thanks, Alexandra. Must be the same issue we have with the Loganairs. So, good afternoon to anybody that has recently joined us and wonders who's doing the talking. I'm Mark, your host, on air till around 6 o'clock. So thank you for joining us at Newcastle International Airport for our tea time pop-up. Why pop-up, you ask? Well, really, it was one of those things where once we became aware they were doing reverse ops here, and there was a decent number of movements within the planned time of the show, it seemed sensible to do it. Hope you agree. And the next one is preparing to line up. Give me a couple of seconds to try and unjam my flight load out. Political bias wearing in with 3 plane of the day emojis. I reckon there's more to come, PB. Doris, I think the Eastern Airways is part of that Loganair mystery tour thing. So let's have a quick look see. So I was saying, well, I was going to say, but decided to go with the immediate action, that we got British Airways, KLM, Air France, Loganair, Eastern you've just seen, Chewie you've just seen, Jet2 you've seen a number of examples, plus the one on the grid at the minute, Ryanair, easyJet, and a bit of the old turbo prop as well with Aer Lingus. So a decent number, or decent variety. 22, well actually it was 22 if we started at 4, I think with 3:30 start, I think we copped for about 32 movements. That'll break down 14 arrivals and 18 departs, and of course departures are particularly good from this location. Thank you, Alexandra Wood. Ryanair now expected 13:40 from Dublin. Air France and Charles de Gaulle running later, 16:18. So not many more minutes on that. And I read that here. Yeah, KLM from Amsterdam now 16:40. So thank you. Oh, blimey, planes are moving. Thanks, Alexandra. Mathematic, is that your tea or a pot of tea? Or both? They're not mutually exclusive, are they? Pot of tea would be a charm right now. Terra firma. Looks like where shall I rest the camera? Jet2 for the minute, folks. Bear with me. I'll take stock of what's on offer. Mathematic's got belly pork crackling or something else. Not decided yet. No. That's the beauty of being creative. Alexandra, I am standing by. Thank you so much for that. I think if I've got Eddie with me at the minute, I'd have to get him to sort of show some behind the scenes type footage of me trying to look ready. Not some sort of geriatric sprinter in the box kind of thing, really, in his blocks. Var, hey, was it you I saw at Edinburgh on Monday? Monday, most certainly. Where did I see you? Was that on the embankment? Kirkliston side. VA? VAR? VA? I'm not sure which way you'd like me to say it. Well, I was definitely there Monday, and we are back there on Saturday. So obviously it's the King's coronation, but keeping politics out of it, we kind of figured the liberal thing to do would be to run the show, and people who prefer to watch the coronation can do that, and people who want to watch the planes can do that. And because we're starting at 7:45, there's actually time to do a bit of both. Right, I'm just getting ready for this Air France arrival. This is an Embraer 190 if I... Oh no, is it a 170? I think this might be a 170. Because when I was having a look-see on Flight Radar, I got all excited because, you know, I quite like the 195 E2s, but also the 170 is a nice change of pace. Yes, that was me, my friend. If you see me next time, do come and say hi. In fact, if you're there Saturday, come and say hi. But there, that was me. There's quite a few people there, wasn't there? Oh dear, I told you, I'm like on my sprint blocks here. I'm just going to rest the camera there, folks. Lashings of gravy, yeah, definitely go with the lashings of gravy. Definitely do that. Okay, so I can see the Air France arrival is over a village called Headon on the Wall, which is, I don't know, several miles away from here, so pretty imminent. So quick plug while I'm at it, subject to hearing from Eddie when he gets in from work. This is more of a members announcement really. Our first monthly newsletter, Airside, is publishing tonight, so members please do look out for that. Executive Lounge members, that will also include details of how to get onto our Facebook page. Eddie's finished the things that he needs to do with that. All the details across the membership groups on the next away day trips. I hope you'll enjoy what's coming. It's all I can do not to spill the beans now, but that would rather defeat the point of having a newsletter. Anyway, it's all new really. Dopey Corp, hello my friend. I'm going to say you can't possibly be finished yet, but it looks like you've got your day under control. So smashing. Definitely look forward to catching up with you, buddy. I think must be about here. So if you just joined the show, I've only got the camera parked in this rather obscure position because we've got an Air France Embraer 170 arriving in seconds really. Although it's kind of weird, I can't even make a headlight out through the bushes. Headlight. Well, I can now. Yeah. Literally seconds away, folks. So I'll not move the camera. Good afternoon, Gary Fraser. Welcome to Plain Sailing Aviation. I'm Mark. I don't know if we've met before, but either which way, thank you for joining us. Reverse operations here at a pretty windy, blowy's better, isn't it? Not windy. Newcastle International Airport. That fast when they come over that edge line. I think I've said before, it's a bit like playing pigeon shooting. So yeah, members newsletter out later today. I'm sure there's something else I got to tell folks as well. So yeah, I was saying about the Saturday show from Edinburgh. That will be from 4 to 8 in the morning through till about 1:30. We usually try and finish with the Delta 767 departure. The extra features really this week, we've got a number of features in the show which I'm not going to spill the beans with yet, just to hold something back in reserve. But plane wise, we've got a couple of additional United airline routes which start on Saturday, Washington and Chicago. Both of those will take place during the show. So if you like your 757s, that'll be 3 of them in the show. Because United also have the New York flight that comes in just after 8 o'clock or thereabouts. Simon Kirby, good afternoon to you, my friend. How's tricks? As always folks, that gentle plug, if you like what you see, hit that like button, and if you've not yet thought of subscribing, definitely encourage you to consider it, certainly if you're liking what you see. And for anyone that's already subscribed to us, you know, as always, a sincere thanks. There is now the option of membership as well for people who would like to take a greater involvement with the channel. You can find that on our YouTube homepage, and I think beneath the chat there's that little $ sign that if you click on it, it will tell you. You can click on it. It doesn't mean you have to pay to click to see. You'll be able to see what you actually get. Two different offers: aviator class and executive lounge. But I'll not do hard sell. You can work out for yourself if it's right for you. Melody R, good afternoon. Welcome to the stream. Alright, sorry to hear that, Simon. Mrs. Plain Sailing Aviation has been plagued by migraines for years. I think I've had 2 in my entire life, and of course those who have migraines know there's a big difference, isn't there, between headache and a migraine. Yeah, you have my sympathy, mate. You know something of my former part of the world, living down near Mansfield. Well, I was on the M1 one day, took bad with what turned out to be a migraine, missed my junction because I really wasn't at the races, it turned out, and then joined a huge queue of traffic from just after junction 23. It took me about an hour and a half to get off at junction 24, all because I was like struggling. So yeah, I'm glad you're feeling a bit better, mate. little bit of 2 planes in a shot. So we better get ready for our Aer Lingus ATR 72, which I detect is bearing down on us. Ayrton Shepherd, good afternoon to you in Stockton on Tees. I'm guessing you're looking at roughly the same weather set as I am. So we'll stay with this, and I'm just going to pull away, folks, rather than give you the view of the shrubs again. Rainer, good afternoon to you, buddy. Hope things are good with you out in Berlin. I was just saying, Rainer, our first members newsletter should be out later today, so do look out for it, mate. Well, I'm almost certain this is going to have to hold, only because I can see the ATR that's coming in, so let's take it out. I think Eddie's announcing the emoji, isn't he, as well on Saturday for the turboprop. Though we had the members poll running, which I think is still running. I'm not sure where it's at the minute. I think option 1 was still out front. But as we are a member-led in particular channel, I'm not going to put a vote on it, so what you vote for is what you'll get. That's the best way of doing it. Rainer, 3 films in Berlin again? That might explain why we're getting less of it. It was quite a nice day yesterday. I actually got a little bit of time in on the garden. I had the granddaughter around for most of the day, but squeezed a couple of hours in at the back. So off to Izmir, Turkey. This is Jet2 737. Alrighty, let's just see what we've got. Where's our ATR gone? Ah, there she goes. So this is the incoming Belfast flight. I was trying to do 2 things at once and failing to track the plane particularly well, so sorry about that, folks. chronic case of the old stiff fingers as well. It is rather parky. So I now believe it when they said it's 9 degrees but feel like 5. It is kind of like that. So if I remember Alexandra's sage advice, KLM were looking like being in for around 20 to 5, 1640 from Amsterdam. That would be an Embraer 190. Can't quite remember which variant. I'd like to say standard. In which case I've gone. So I think this will be coming our way. Usually swings round to gate 4, so let's see, we might get a decent close-up. Well, Russia, good afternoon to you, sir. Hope you're keeping well. Welcome to anybody else that's not in the chat but just watching how things are playing out. Welcome to Newcastle. I'm Mark, your host, Plain Sailing Aviation. Going to be on air till around 6 o'clock, 6:15. Plenty of action to show you. Reverse ops here and a bias towards departures as well, so we get to see the planes pretty close when they set off on takeoff, but also we get to see the arrivals pretty close when they come swooping over the hedge. So from a visual point of view, it's really why we thought we'd go for a pop-up. You kind of have to pick your moments at Newcastle because obviously it's not a large airport with back-to-back traffic. But it definitely has its moments. Was there anything else much happening at Teesside? I know they don't get an awful lot of passenger traffic, but I think I'm trying to think of the company now. Is it Draken or some sort fly out of there as well? Did you get to see much? Crikey, Ryanair tells it 22 degrees, so it's not just 3 sunny, it's 22 degrees. I like that. Oh, thanks Alexandra. So the Embraer is slipped 8 minutes, so just over Richmond at the minute. So we'll watch out for that. Looks like I can see something else moving over yonder. Looks like another Jet2 is pushing back. Andy Taylor, how are you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. Hope you're having a good day or had a good day. Well, I think you're still earlier in your day, aren't you? So having a good day. Alexandra, thank you. That is the Palmer flight that I was describing, I think. Then I saw the Jet2 pushing back. It's gone behind the terminal now, but that will be the outgoing Palmer flight. Paul Usher, good to know, mate, good to know. Simon Kirby, absolutely no bother, mate. We're in your company, that's the main thing. I was giving the housework a good spin this morning. High speed cornering with a vacuum cleaner. Rotate us. Let's go to here. So for general Newcastle news, I've seen on Twitter that last week they'd welcomed their millionth, not 1,000th, millionth passenger this year through the airport. which actually kind of surprised me because I thought they might be a little bit further on at this point of the year, but obviously the summer season is yet to fire up in its full glory, so I think it's they're obviously pretty pleased about it, so we'll see that as a positive sign. I know there's plenty of new routes coming on, so that's all good. Ayrton says, yeah, the Drakens and the RAF were training as well. You see, I'm going to have to make that journey, aren't I, Ayrton? It's not really probably live stream territory without the density of movement, but I'm just thinking it might make for some nice feature footage for folks who like to see something different. I'm thinking more for the members section really, but either which way, I've yet to go to Teesside, so, and it's not that far away, is it? So I've not really got a good excuse. Oh, I know what I'm waiting for, some warmer weather. Always waiting for warmer weather. Hopefully that someone, probably Alibi's our man really, to lay on some warmer weather at Edinburgh for the Saturday stream. Boy, was that, I was looking at some of the snaps I, was looking to choose for the community post I put up after the bank holiday Edinburgh stream, and that one I put in with the sky, I thought, I hope that's doing it justice, because I felt it was even darker than that, I felt. Jamie Miller, good afternoon to you, and welcome to the stream, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Oh man, I'm just looking at the chat. Ayrton says Cougars and Javelins. Is there some sort of, what's the word I'm after, heritage flight base there, Ayrton? Out of curiosity. There's a Hawker Hunter that I've seen tazzing up and down, but I'm not sure if it goes through there or it's somewhere in Yorkshire. Proper iconic aircraft. Good afternoon, Munich Airbus engineer. How are you doing, my friend? Welcome to the stream. I don't think we've said hi before. If we have, I apologise for my forgetfulness. So I'm Mark, your host of Plain Sailing Aviation, as we track this Palmer-bound Boeing 737. Hasn't got to go far to the start point here as we are doing reverse ops. As you'll see from that windsock, the wind is basically an easterly here, so that brings this into play. I'm guessing you're getting some decent wind sound on the camera because the wind is, you know, more or less blowing across the shotgun mic. Seen Jamie's make, oh sorry folks, I'll just keep the camera up. Jamie's in the kitchen, I was reading. With having our granddaughter over the last couple of days, or daytime kind of supervision if you will, grandparent daycare, I've become fairly adept at spooning in, but I let Mrs. Plain Sailing Aviation handle the prep side of things. Although it mostly looks like reheats on what I can see. Takes me right back though. Alexandra, thank you. I will look out. So we have a Ryanair 737 on finals. So that's going to be whizzing in over my shoulder. Let's have a look how far out it is. Probably a couple of miles, mile and a half. So folks, I'm going to peel us away. That's what this plane is currently holding for. So in front of you, you have a Palmer-bound Jet2 737, shortly hop over onto the runway, a Ryanair 737 from Dublin. I think Alexandra was saying it's running a little bit late, so all well and good. talking about a 5% chance of rain at the start of the show, but it just seems to be darkening a bit. Mainly behind me, gratifyingly. Oh, there you go, that's what you can hear in the background, a bit of the old turbo, Eastern Airways, on their way out too. I'm guessing that's not showing on flight radar. They tend to fly from here to Aberdeen and Hull. I think this came from Aberdeen, so it'll be interesting whether it's onwards to Hull. Humberside, that's right, Humberside, get it right now. Right, here we go, just coming out, folks. I'd say the great thing about this position is you're pretty close to them when they come in. As soon as this one exits, let's go to the immediate action, our Palmer bound Jet2 737. See what's happening on the flight deck. Ryanair's exited, so as soon as tower says, away we go. Good afternoon, Les Donaldson. Just seen your entry into the chat. Hope you're having a good Thursday, buddy. Okay, where's our British Aerospace Jetstream 41? It be here. Okay, Ayrton, I've just seen your further message about Willis Aviation. Willis Aviation? Yeah, Willis, sorry, not Wills. As soon as the weather improves, I'll be having a tootle out. Ayrton Shepherd, thank you so much for your kind words and your kind donation. We're getting excitable again. Thank you, Ayrton. That is really kind of you. See something else pushing back in the background. Looks like we've got a little rush hour moment going on. Right, let's get our incomer. Oh, focus weren't very good there, was it? All the way from Amsterdam. thanks LW. Yes please folks, do hit that like button if you like what you see, and if you're not yet subscribed to Plain Sailing Aviation, please consider doing so. It'd be great to have you with us. Likey21, I'm like 3 thumbs up, thank you so much. Big smile at this end, 3 smiles. Sorry Paul, I'd not, you say pitied his ignorance, I must have missed the preceding comment. Thank you Alexandra, so this is an Aberdeen return, is it? Smashing. Oh, nice shot there. Definitely a rush hour vibe for Newcastle. Clear. We've got some decent variety today. We're looking at a British Aerospace Jetstream 41 outward to Aberdeen. Tracking back up the taxiway, I spy the KLM Embraer 190 that recently landed. Let's just pick up the action. There you go, just hiding behind this Jet2 737. Further round we have, let's just move the camera around. Am I talking about it, Mark? There we go, an ATR 72, which will be out during the remainder of the show. Far side of the terminal, we've got an Air France hot Embraer 170. So for a small regional airport, decent mix. Oh yes, I do, Paul. If you plain.sailing.aviation, you'll see it on our YouTube homepage. Yeah, should be able to pick it up there, mate. You've got me intrigued. Oh, have I ended up with a bus bomb in my shot? Anyway, canter round. British, oh no, Ryanair. That was a Dublin flight, weren't it? British Airways can't be far off making a move soon, I'm thinking. So, I see folks are joining all the time, so just to give that generic introduction to anyone that has recently joined. Welcome to Plain Sailing Aviation. I'm Mark, your host. Here till 6 o'clock, 6:15. So thank you for choosing to spend some of your time with us. Bit of easygoing aviation action from the North East's premier airport, Newcastle. Mainly departures. Good thing being reverse op, so we get to see them up close and when they come into land, which is pretty handy. Looking in the chat, Logan. All right, thanks, Alexandra. Loganair from Aberdeen. I will watch carefully. I can't see it on flight radar, but I know we have that thing, don't we? Once it's below 3,000 feet or something. sort of lost to us. Thanks Alexandra, easyJet from Bristol, here in 10. Oh, the Loganair's overhead, roger that. I might have struggled to have spotted that on a blue sky day. No chance today. Scriptors Smith, good afternoon to you. Has the Ryanair got split skimmers? I don't know yet. I will have a look when we've waved this Jet2 departure off. This one heading to Alicante. Lucky blighters. Kind of wistfully thinking of myself in Alicante right now. Let's just rest ourselves up here. Good chance to drop back into the chat. Oh, dearie me. Melody R, that seems like as big a contrast as you could get. A cathedral in Bristol and a gas station in Canada. Wowee. Dopey Gort, welcome back buddy. Hope you are genuinely and utterly clocked off now mate. Put your feet up, take the strain off. Oh my lord. Alibi, excellent news. I'd forgotten to ask. Mine's frozen on 10 as is usually some comedy number, isn't it? But oh, British Airways pushing back folks, so let's have a piece of that. Heathrow bound. So 4 short to 100, so the century is in view. So folks, if you fancy getting us to the 100, you want to be number 100, be fantastic. Somil, I've just seen you exit my friend. Thank you for joining us, been a pleasure. Look forward to seeing you next time out. We are live on Saturday morning from 7:45 in the morning. Nice transatlantic action coming our way with 2 additional United Airlines American routes, Chicago and Washington, in addition to the existing New York one. All, I believe, 757-200s, and of course we've got Delta as well during the show with a 76, so quite nice. Right, Alexandra, I've got, I think I know where the easyJet arrival from Bristol is. Looks to me about 2 miles out, so an A320 beetling down on us fast folks. That's the next incoming action. British Airways departure looks like the next outgoer. as folks will know, I'm threatening to do the Bristol, as soon as I can get some decent priced Bristol tickets at a point where it suits us from a live stream purpose, we'll go down and do a pop-up from Bristol, I think. Sounds too much fun not to. Tony Elsey, hello to you, my friend, in Leyland, Lancashire. I think I'm just about at the point where I should have visual. Well, I probably need to bring something to stand on. Let's just rest up with Ryanair a second. Oh, the Shimmered question. No. Really straight sharklets, I think, from here. Nearly forgot, sorry, I was a little bit forgetful. No, Doris, this wouldn't qualify as a Middlesbrough accent. I'm a Midlands lad, me. I'm down in Leicestershire. I don't think I've been in this part of the world long enough to get anywhere near acquiring anything that would pass as a northeast accent, never mind a Northumbrian one. It all seems quite complicated up here. Geordies and Macums and Smoggies. I'm catching up. Ewan says we should have one in later with the split winglets. What time's that, Ewan? We're on air till about 6 o'clock, 6:15. Plane's now coming in, so let's go to our easyJet A320 from Bristol. That pesky bush that were taking me out of focus. You recollect with the KLM arrival, I just lost focus initially with the bush it was snagging on. And as this one prepares to peel off, British Airways are literally coming out to line up, so let's have that. There we go. The light is not fabulous, but British Airways just seem to look good in any light conditions, I figure. Hanneman Travels, good afternoon to you, my friend. Hope you are well. So Ewan says the split winglet Ryanair about an hour from now. We should catch it. Every chance. In it to win it. Leslie, you're going to be on holiday on Saturday? Oh, Alibi, 100 likes. Well done, everyone. Absolutely fabulous effort. But remember, if you've yet to give it that option, we'd love to get your like on the books. Same with if you've not yet subscribed, because both of those things don't cost you anything, as you'll appreciate, but help massively with YouTube, with this algorithm and so forth. Well, if you're ever off, Les, do come down and say hi. You're a cult figure on the channel. Okay, this easyJet soon scooted in. I was hoping to catch a bit more of the taxi back. That's at them fences. So that's what it looks like from here. Kind of looks like it's disappearing off into an underground garage, you know, as the embankment starts to steal more of the view. Alexandra, Loganair from Exeter, estimated 1713, roger that. I'm alert to that, so that'll be another Embraer type for us, the Embraer 145. So that gives us 3 different varieties during the show. Yeah, I'm with you, Dopey Gore. That was rather nice. Right, where are we going? The camera there, folks. I'm just wondering who the next depart is. Doing a quick power check as well. Last hour of the show, but it wouldn't do to run out of juice. It'd be fairly poor form. So certainly for the UK, bank holiday weekend in store. The decent weather yet to show itself. Next arrival does look to be that Loganair from Exeter that Alexandra called, which is due, latest arrival time now says 17:11, so small number of minutes on that. 17:49 we have Ryanair Dublin flight incoming with the switch scimitar winglets. easyJet as well from Belfast, 526, and then another Ryanair in just after 6 o'clock, running slightly early, so we may be finishing dead on 6. And we have a Chewie departure due out at 10 past off to Dalaman. The Aer Lingus that you're looking at the minute is due out at 20 past, KLM at half past, so the departure tempo should pick up, so you've got time to put a brew on, I think. But don't leave us, we love being in your company. Air France were due out at 5 o'clock. I'm just looking over the far side for some indication. You can see Aer Lingus are boarding at the minute, so all good. Tempo's picture here. Well, I make that the Alicante flight, so it's running a bit behind. I don't think there's another Ryanair on the deck. Just looking over the far side because I'm expecting to see Air France push back imminently. It's transponding away cheerfully, folks, so next departure likely to show itself in small minutes. Next arrival a bit further behind that, not by much though. Keep an eye on this Loganair, incoming Loganair. It's just approaching Hexham, so that'll be the Embraer 145 from Exeter, make its turn very, very soon. Yeah, I think the Alexandria, you can probably just see the top of the tail fin as it's being pushed back. It's almost like it's moonwalking. Get ready to receive it, so something like about that. Going to rest us on Ryanair for the minute, folks, as the Air France Embraer is just slightly out of view and the incoming Loganair isn't yet in line of sight. No, I can't see you in the chat, Audrey McDonald, but if you are in the Lurkers Lounge, so to speak, Lurkers Lounge, you're not a lurker, if the lounge, if you're in the lounge, do let us know if you've got Foxy with you. Been looking forward to hearing about Foxy all day. Not Not that it's relevant to the stream, but I've just started decorating now, and the decorating roadshow at Plain Sailing Aviation House has moved into the living room now. Under a bit of pressure on that one, so I like to think of more cheery thoughts when I'm busy painting. Some spotters just arrived. Jonathan Martin, good afternoon to you, sir. Hope Thursday's treated you well. Loganair it must be below 3,000 feet or whatever that number is. It's dropped off flight radar, hasn't it? So I'm entirely reliant on visual. And as regulars on the stream will know, that is very uncertain outcome. Jonathan, I hope you got something to eat and drink with you, mate. Got to keep yourself provisioned. Yeah, Alexandra. It does have that kind of look to it, doesn't it, when you see the fin. There we go, there's Jaws on the move. Well, we'll be pulling off this one pretty quickly, because I can't believe our ghost Loganair incomer isn't going to come beetling over in a very small period of time. You'll see the Chewie 737 tail fin sitting high. That was due out around 5:10, I think. Yeah. Bound for Paris Charles de Gaulle, this one. Happily, because we're doing reverse ops here, it's going to come up nice and close. That was just me firing off a quick picture, folks, so your screen will have frozen for a moment. I don't think I've got a 170. Certainly not here. See the windsock still stretching out. Right, here we go. Incoming Exeter flight. He's found the breeze too. He or she. So UK time, that's Thursday nearly done and dusted. All the promise of a Friday to look forward to and a bank holiday weekend to boot. So wind speeds were forecast at around 16 mile an hour, 13.9 knots, with gusts up to around 29 mile an hour, 25.3 knots. Just watching that Embraer touching down, I'm thinking it certainly feels like it was picking up a gust or two. It's real too bad here. Cold, but I think because we've got the hedge behind us, although the wind's not coming from behind the hedge, so it really did come out like cold Cordnell. Quite a difficult spotting position. Ewan says our Ryanair with the split winglets taxi into runway at Dublin, so that will be with us before the end of the show. It is only a short flight really, 50 minutes or thereabouts-ish. Wondering why we're holding here. Au revoir. That's my holiday French exhausted. I think the other spotters here must be waving somebody off on this flight. They're waving away furiously. Could just be for the pilot, but top enthusiasm. See how the way the wind just caught it. So let's just have a quick look, see at our Embraer as it parks up. Tabin Khan, good afternoon to you, my friend. Welcome back to us. Hope things are good with you. I'm intrigued as to how many people are going to be getting off this plane. Doesn't naturally strike you as a excessively busy route, but what do I know? That sound, folks, is just the metro train for anyone new to the show. There we go, all down. Looks like our Aer Lingus ATR 72 is transponding away like fury. So further departure action imminent, folks, as that pushes back. In fact, let's have a little bit of pushback. I'll keep my eye out on the Chewie 737, which is the other side of the terminal. That should be moving around now. So the last sort of 45 minutes of the show is largely, with the exception I think of easyJet and Ryanair, going to be all about departures, which is handy with our 07 spot. So I hope you're enjoying yourself. I hope you're relaxing, those of you who aren't at work, and if you are at work or travelling, that we're making things a little bit more leisurely for you, or relaxing. But look after yourself after all. I always say the show is best enjoyed with a caffeinated drink, be it coffee or tea, but I reckon at sort of after 5 o'clock other options are, well, there to be enjoyed. Now the DR landed at Newcastle in a British Airways DC-9 in 1979. How cool is that, Melody R? Jolly cool. Oh, 78. 78. Oh, they were good years, they were, weren't they? I mean, I was sort of, what would I have been then, about 13. For music, just being a kid, really. Although at that point I'd never flown, so I kind of watched on enviously as you watch these super planes in the sky. I think we've said before on the show, haven't we, the diversity of types and airlines back in those days. It was a pretty good time. But do you know what? Years later, the love of this doesn't diminish any, does it? There's a beauty in aviation that just transcends the years. Although I do wish they'd find a way of putting son or daughter of Concorde back in the sky. Mate, it's called travelling by yourself as a teenager. Melody, you were living my dream. Thanks, Ali Bye. Timely nudge on the likes, folks. If you like what you see, please do hit the like button because it helps us massively with YouTube. If you're not yet subscribed, we'd love to have you with us. Always best to hit the notification bell though, so you can stay up to speed with what we're up to. Members that may have joined since I last said this, we are putting our first members newsletter, monthly newsletter out tonight through YouTube. Eddie just needs to run his eye across a couple of bits for me. That will be out tonight. Number of bits in there. So for Executive Lounge members, it will cover how you can join the Facebook page. But there's other things in there as well in terms of our away trips that we've got going in May. So basically how we've put your money to work is the best way of looking at that. Quite excited about that. Hope you will be too. Ali Bye, what's the count at the minute, mate? My clock is still frozen at 10. It seems to hit a number anywhere between 10 and 14 and then stop. So for folks who are wondering what I'm piffling on about, I stay in the chat through a Samsung tablet, which is not a bad piece of kit for the money, but for some reason when I'm watching YouTube it isn't probably the greatest. It's just a bit easier to protect against the weather than when I used to bring a laptop with me. $113, excellent. Well folks, is there a challenge for us here? Can we get somewhere near 150 by show's end? I'll let you all be the judge of that one. You're here and watching, that's the main thing. Still smiling about Melody's DC9. I think I'll have to look out a picture when I get back. I do love, as much as I love the Current, I love the Heritage stuff too. Oh, can you see that tail fin? Shark alert, Alexandra. The Dalaman Chewie 737 is on the move. So it looks very much like we're going to get a couple on the go really quickly. Here we go, we're rolling. So I was going to say, after I talk about likes and subscriptions, for those of you who'd like to take a deeper involvement with the channel, there's also the option of memberships. If you click on that little $sign underneath the chat, you don't have to pay anything to find out more details, and if it's for you, you'll soon know. 2 tiers of membership, no hard sell from us on that, but it would be remiss of me if I didn't mention it. Ewan estimates our incoming Ryanair from Dublin to be 17:55. Well, that's pretty handy, Ewan. Sounds like we ought to be able to bring the show to a close for around 6 o'clock then, because the easyJet was running early last I looked. Let's hear these pilots. The spotters next to me, there's a couple of young children waving furiously. Let's see if Aer Lingus pilots are feeling sociable. They've stopped waving, so I guess we've come to the end of the line. Now it's the Jolly Green Giant lawnmower. turbo's got. Mixes it up a bit, doesn't it? Amazing how soon the sound leaves you, isn't it? A little bit of a crab on there. Well, there's our Dalaman Chewie, or some of it. Yeah, Paul Usher, the email address is exactly the one Dopey Gorp and Alibi have published, mate. If you put that in, you'll get us. We just operate the one address for the channel, keep it simple and all that. Right folks, well, next action is certainly going to be that Chewie 737. Let's have a quick look, see what the prospects are for other movers and shakers. I think my fingertips have reached the point now where I just don't register on the keyboard. So KLM are due out at 5:30. KLM are transponding now as well, that's good to know. There we go, split. You there, Ewan? Split scimitars. Following this will be KLM, they're just pushing back. It's all falling nice and compactly for the back end of the show. Dopey Gorp has just gifted a Plain Sailing Aviation membership. Dopey Gorp, you are a generous friend to the channel. A very generous friend to the channel. Cheers, buddy. So who is going to be the lucky winner? I'm all at 6s and 7s again. Lucky winner is Mr. Paul Usher. Come on down, Paul Usher. Well, Paul, I hope you'll be very happy with us, mate. Dopey Gorp, you're a gent. Well now, Paul Usher, you've got our email address and a membership, mate. I do love the what happens next bit, you know, when somebody kindly donates a membership and then you kind of think, I wonder who that's going to drop to. As a man who's got a history of seldom winning a raffle, I'm always intrigued. Oh dear. And you're right, don't be gawk. There's those emojis to be spanking through. Plane of the day, favourite plane. Oh, hang on. For a minute now, I've just got caught out. No heavies on the show today, although we usually try to pull in the 777 heavy here at Newcastle. But with the tea time show, we just don't get any of that. The special liveries, well, not so often here to be fair, more likely to occur on our Edinburgh show. We are Edinburgh on Saturday, folks, so please do make a note. Get that notification bell hit if you've not already got it. Join us up at Edinburgh. The good news is, even for those of you who've got plans to watch the coronation, we'll be on air from 7:45, so you've got a chance to have a bit of both, and if you aren't bothering with the coronation, you've got the chance to stay with us for the whole show. We're expecting 3 United Airlines 757-200s, New York, Washington and Chicago. Well, that will be in new routes, and of course the regular Delta JFK flight. Show finishes out with the Qatari Dreamliner, usually the Dreamliner, and there is a long odds chance that the Turkish flight is a 777, although it usually converts to a A321. Les, do not worry, mate. I don't know much about Apple, so I don't know if there's anybody in the chat who is able to help Les. I don't know how it makes it tricky and whatever. I'm not very technically sophisticated, but you good people know that already. Yeah, you're right, I agree, Melody. It is a cool tower here. I like the one at Edinburgh as well, though, to be fair. I must have a thing for that more wasted shape. We'll cut to it once the KLM moves. Political bias, we'll see you nice and early, hopefully then. Oh dear. Well, as long as you're keeping well, PB, you're a good friend to the channel. Cool, isn't it? I reckon it's got markedly colder in the last 15-20 minutes. Alexandra Wood confirms Ryanair from Malaga estimated 1801. Sounds like we're going to finish with a finale at the top of the hour, folks. Just how we like it. As you can tell, I've got a KLM thing going on. In the meantime, looks like Ryanair are pushing back, so let's get them front and centre in shot. I'll just hold them at a distance at the minute so I can jump into the chat. Melody R. KLM, your mother-in-law was a hostess for them. Tell you what, Melody R, you've got a couple of cool things in the chat for us today. Jetting around as a teenager, and your mother-in-law as a hostess for KLM. I do like KLM. I like the plane to look at, but having flown with them myself for the first time a few weeks back, I was thoroughly impressed. It really was. Alexandra confirms that the easyJet to Bristol is pinging away. Thanks, Alexandra, keeping us straight and narrow there. The plane we're looking at is the Alicante bound Ryanair. I bought some pocket warmers with me, but I just can't bring myself to fire them up for the best part of 25 minutes. Ah, windy in Manchester, is it, Dopey Gore? I'm just looking at Ewan's comment about the Ryanair Alicante flight this morning. Did it go around because the landing was so hard the plane bounced back up? Holy schmoly! I don't think my back would care much for that, to be honest. Oh dear. So we're going to pick up the easyJet, I think, the returning Bristol flight. As he's just been unclipped from its tug and trundling. I wanted to say taxiing, but trundling came out first. Trundling, there we go. It's funny, I'm just looking in the chat about this sort of debate between Apple and Android. Now, being a low-skilled IT type individual, you kind of go with what you know, don't you? So I'm all Android. But work-wise, until I retired, when they replaced our phones, they put us on Apple, and found it difficult to use, or say difficult to use, because it wasn't the same to use. I found it difficult to use. So there was no love lost from me there when I handed the thing back in. What was it, an Apple SE? I can't remember. Anyway, by the way, I wasn't talented enough to be ambidextrous between the two systems. So imagine this is going to line up and go without fuss or finale. Just seeing in the chat, where's TCC? Where is TCC? Me doing the hokey cokey with the camera there, trying to get a better bead. I'll stop doing the hokey cokey. So we're into the last phase of the show, folks. This Ryanair outgoer to Alicante, Boeing 737. Yeah, Melody's right, that is a good looking tower. Simon Kirby for the clarification on memberships. It's a new thing all ends up for this channel. Hope your migraine's staying off as well, mate. I got you on my watch list. Lovely to have such a clean view, to be able to stand this close. Proper treat. Just a shame that the wind's taken the smell of the aviation spirit away. Loganair that is parked up is due to go at 5 to 6. Trying to work out to what extent they are boarding that. Sounds like showtime. Loganair, weren't I? What state of progression this was going to be at. Oh, it's not got the door up yet. So there's still cases to go into the hold, or certainly cargo. Let's just hold there for the minute. So good evening, good afternoon, good evening. Still, yeah, sort of evening, isn't it, now to anyone that's just joined the show. So welcome to Plain Sailing Aviation. We are towards the back end of our pop-up live stream from what is proving to be an incredibly chilly Newcastle International Airport. I suppose with the easterly winds coming in off the North Sea, that would be expected, and does give us the major advantage of reverse operations here, so takeoffs have been right in front of our very noses, which has been good. Oh dear. Yeah, Alexandra, I don't think we'll get, other than the visual recognition with the Loganair, I think because of their transponder issue, flight radar won't pick them up. There's not enough, they need 4 different data sources for multilateration, which is the alternative method of tracking registration. I don't really understand the technicalities. Long story short, you'll probably find this one's moving, other than seeing it move or bleeping away before it moves. I think that'll be it. Hopefully it will go though on time. That will be rather good. 2 out in 10. Josh Scott, good afternoon to you. The Chewie that departed to Gran Canaria is turning back towards the UK. How far did that get, Josh? That's a wounder, isn't it? Just when you've got yourself all engaged with what you're going to be doing tonight, and you're faced with the prospect of being put up in an airport hotel. Dean Dixon, I've just spotted your entry into the chat. Sorry I've been a bit slow on the uptake, Dean. Welcome. I'm Mark. Pleasure to meet you, my friend. Back end of the stream. Hopefully we'll enjoy your company in the future. My pleasure to meet you. Next show from us, folks, is that gentle plug. That'll be Saturday morning, 7:15 through till about 1:15, 1:30. Number of additional in-show features. We're not going to do any spoilers for you now, but we have got a few little bits and pieces to add in, and we'll also be announcing our newest mod who will be joining the team. That will also be on Saturday, but there are some other features we've got blended in as well. Eddie and I just need to work out the finer details. Devil's always in the detail, isn't it? I'm assuming that we'll be reverse ops there, runway 06, because I don't think the winds are likely to move away from easterly between now and then. So definitely going to be wrapping up well. Let's keep Scotland's finest under close observation. Ah, Josh, it got towards the channel. What you like now? Yeah, I'm sure. Well, I'm not sure what that'll be. It's never a good look, is it, to have to come back? Never a good look. So I called it a tea time pop-up show. I could do with some tea popping up. Ah, what we got here? Something looks like it's in our space. No, it is an easyJet Berlin flight heading onwards to Edinburgh. But I do see, and I've called it. Oh, hang on a minute. We've got a BizJet that is likely to be going out, folks. An Aljet. This is a regular one here. I quite like the tail fin. See what folks think when they see it. A Cessna 525 citation jet. I'm hoping it's not just an engineer startup, because it does show it going to NA, that lovely location where the beers are cool and plentiful. keep a watch for that one so it doesn't banjacks me, because it's going to come up nice and close, so hopefully that'll go out before the end of the show. Although I'm a bit concerned it just says NA. Not that that's necessarily unusual for a BizJet, I just would love to know it's definitely going to go. Melody you're at Star Wars Marathon on TV. I didn't know that. I do remember, as well, a number of people in the chat, the very first Star Wars movie, and thinking, will they ever make anything better than this? It shows you, doesn't it? I think I must have seen that 3 times or something in that region. Ryanair, it's been an absolute pleasure, mate. Yes, I'm sharing one of those beers with you, mate. In fact, they look like they've been half emptied. You're going to have to go back to the bar. Yeah, it's been a pleasure, my friend. And Jonathan Martin, yeah, thanks, guys. Where are we on likes? Like I say, I'm frozen on 10. Well, I'm starting to think it might be 10 degrees, I'm not sure. But yeah, please do. Yeah, and Alexandra, NA, they're all stacked there. You can't get a gate. You just cannot get a gate. Sorry, I'm stepping away from the mic, just jogging around. So Ewan confirms the Ryanair Dublin flight with our split skimmers, 20 minutes away. That would put us at 6:10. So let's have a look, see. 123, thanks Nell. So it'd be nice if we could get to 150 by show's end, but it's not the end of the world if we don't. So with you folks, I'm guessing most people that are on the stream have had the chance to hit the like, but it's always good, no pressure. Ah dear. If we get lucky, we might get the BizJet before close. But like I say, I'll not, if there's not any real continuity on action, just going to rotate the camera a bit, keep it warm. So folks, thank you so much for the great support during the show as well. It's just been mega, absolutely mega. I always think it's, you know, I'm standing down here on my Jack Jones, but it's like I'm not down here on my Jack Jones. So yeah, pretty blowy, but like I was saying earlier, I don't think I can call it genuinely windy, but I think I do hear the sounds of Embraers. See the haze, can't we? Oop, someone poking their head out. What's going on here? Looking at this, talk about fish and chips. You just don't know how much I'm craving fish and chips. I hadn't thought of fish and chips until I think it was Leslie who might have started this going on with Zamboninis. Now, I've never had chips on there, but I'm assuming that they're alright. The main thing is I could just, oh man, I'm thinking, oh, shouldn't be doing this to myself really, should I? Chips, mushy peas and probably a fish cake, I think. However, I am not going to be having that for tea, so that mystery will be solved when I get in. Yeah, Alibi, I saw something on the news. I guess it's the cost of the cost of energy, but they were saying fish and chip prices have gone up around 20%, which I don't know. I mean, the price of energy has gone through the roof, hasn't it? So, is it steep or is it not? Pricey, but it's a bit like haircuts. I mean, not the same as a haircut, but my barbers, I think they put their prices up twice in the year. So a clipper cut now, or the last one I had, was £10. when we stay out of the politics with the show. Here we go, some boarding. I'm guessing this is, I did ask the question, how many people are going to be heading to Exeter on a Thursday evening? Well, just no clue really. Looks a steady stream. I mean, Loganair aren't in the business of carting fresh air from one end of the country to the other. Alexandra, I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Well, and of course lashing to tomato sauce on the chips, top class me. Or flipping it the other way, gravy, chips and gravy. Can't whack a bit of chips and gravy. What do we reckon, folks? That be about it? Yep. Bird scarers at work with a repertoire of squats. To be honest, I've not really noticed much bird pester during the stream. I've got to be honest, I prefer it when they start loosing off a few shells. It just makes it a bit more atmospheric. That kind of gave somewhere on the sort of sound like the penguin off the old Batman movies. Alibi, what's wrong, mate? The tomato sauce or the chips and gravy? Alexandra, I'm standing by for that Malaga flight. 3 minutes out. Right, focus. I'm not thinking of chips. Or my gross habits with chips. Yeah, I've just seen your further comment, gravy with fish and chips. Oh dear. I must admit I did like yeah, I've seen no takers on that one. I do like the emoji with the well, with the mushy peas, it almost looks like. Cheerfully noted, Alibi. No takers on that one. Right now though, I could probably do the proverbial scabby horse between two bread vans. Absolutely ravaged. Right, I suppose I better find where this Ryanair is on flight radar. That easyJet is now not transponding, so that looks like a start-up. The engineer's start-up. Here we go. Yep, I found our incoming Malaga flight. Departed 2 hours 36 minutes ago. Still what? Probably about 5 miles out, I reckon. Something in that region. Flight radar says with us in a minute. I say 3 actually. I think you can almost stick 2 on. Rule of thumb. Paul Usher, thank you so much, sir, and congratulations on your membership. Hope you're going to be very happy here. I think we're probably going to have to diversify as a channel and have some kind of foodie segment, because I don't think we've done a stream yet that hasn't involved some kind of food angle to it. You know, whether it's Nell's Kitchen, in fact that could be one of our sort of segments, couldn't it? Nell's Kitchen and the various delicacies that emerge from there, from chocolate fudge cake to Danish pastries. Man, that Danish pastry thing really did get me going. That I could almost smell them freshly cooked. Fish and chips today, even allowing for my butchering of fish and chip culture with sauce or gravy. Oh, I'm hopping around a bit now, you know. So this was due out at 5:02, so it's running a little bit late. Alexandra Wood, now you're talking. A bacon sandwich, particularly the fantastic kind. That would go nicely. Mother Hubbards, Paul. Don't think I know Mother Hubbards. Do they deliver down to plane spotting venues at Newcastle Airport? Right, I've got visual, folks. Some action pending. Here we go. Fixed on the Loganair Embraer as well, just in case it starts to move. Martin Batchelor, good evening to you, sir. Going well at this end. Been doing a lot of high quality visualization of fish and chips. Definitely thinking tea time. Hopefully you've had yours, or you've got yours imminent, inbound tea. Oh dear, pretty bush. I'm going to wait there. Loganair look like they are ready to move. Doors are up. Cargo hold secured. Simon Kirby, thank you, sir. Ryanair 6 minutes out from Dublin, a 737-800. I will have eyes on that. I think the easyJet had gone from running a little bit early, the Belfast flight, to potentially being late, so I'm not sure if we'll get that or not. Final plane may well be the Loganair departure, but we'll see. fire station in the background, folks, for any of you that aren't so familiar with Newcastle. Always mindful there's new faces join the show while we're on air and obviously between shows. So anyone that is new to us, welcome to Plain Sailing Aviation. You're at the back end of today's pop-up stream. I'm Mark, your host. Thank you for taking a bit of time out of your day to watch us. As always, gentle plug for the like and the subscription, because obviously both of us help massively with YouTube, and the good news is don't cost you a red cent, so kind of win-win really. Get a better shot of the tower there. A seat in the house, as I always say. For anybody that's interested in memberships, that information on that can be found on the YouTube page, and also if you click on that little dollar sign underneath the chat, if you click on that sign, it doesn't obligate you in any way but give you a bit more information. No hard sell from us on that one, but people always have it's always nice to know what options you've got in relation to how you want to support the channel. Right, I suppose I better be ready to pull away for the Dublin flight, aren't I? Right, that's handy. That'll just take us to our Loganair, which looks like we're about to start moving. Left a bit, right a bit. How far out, JT, is the Chewie return? Be interesting, is it going to be coming back here? I thought we said it had got out over the channel. Anyway, the bottom line is, if it's not going to be well, I'll tell you what, let's just see let's get a quote on it. I've seen JT's chat, I hadn't seen a time on it though. I've seen please wait, what? Oh, here we go, technical issue. Tell you what, tell me what time you think it's going to land and I'll tell you whether I can do it. That's the easiest way of doing it, because I'm not heavy on power, you see, that's the other thing. I can go longer. Andy Appleyard, hello my friend. Over Liverpool now, well that's not too bad then. I think we'll hang on. Layla Bergman, hello Layla. Listen, you're never late. We might be doing some OT as it goes. We've got a potential returning Chewie 737, so we'll hang on for that if we can. All ears. 15 to 20 minutes estimate. Well, I'll tell you what, JT says, what does JT say? 8:25, 18:25, 18:30. Let's have a look. I reckon we can do that. I'm just going to switch something over in a minute to be certain on that. The only other variable is camcorder battery. So I reckon, I've not got the warning that you normally get. Normally I get a half an hour warning on this. That's not popped up. Yeah, let's give it a roll, folks. I'm all ears. I wasn't that hungry anyway. Not quite reached the paper eating stage yet. I bought a bottle of water with me, but it's felt pretty unappealing. Yeah. Okay, back up we go, folks. Go around. Well, there you go. I've just appreciated I've not bought a lead I need. I'm going to be good for what I think we need. I just can't get any charge into my encoder, but it should be good for at least another 45 minutes, so I reckon we're on the right side of the cut there. Sorry I'm not in the chat at the minute. Chavs, hello my friend, just spotted your entry into the chats. Martin Gallagher, similarly, hello my friend. So I'm trying to do a bit of catching up with the chat. Just calm the camera a bit. I'm inclined to agree with you, Dopey Gorp. I think we're heading to a bit of a finale, aren't we? Returning Chewie 737. Got a Ryanair going around for another dart at it. And here we are, pop-up stream on overtime. LW, thank you so much for your fantastic support. Yes, there's life beyond aviation. Yeah, keep the screen, keep the channel open. Thanks, Nell. Simon reports the Ryanair is now over Whitley Bay. Yeah, the way it's gone, Alexandra, it's brought into play the Heathrow, British Airways Heathrow flight, hasn't it? So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting to see what the emergency service response will be to the plane returning, although to be honest it would have put down somewhere else if it had been anything of any serious heft, I would have thought. Fascinating though. Thank you JT, 15 minutes away from Newcastle. I think we're going to be good on that. Where's our Ryanair go around? Let's have a look. Approaching Gateshead. So it looks like we've got a Chewie return before the show's end. This Loganair Embraer 145 that's off to Exeter, and Ryanair's Dublin flight. Seems the unexpected is very much the order of the day. Looks like British Airways is going first. Although looking at it, no one's in that much of a rush. Well, I think, if I'm honest, the interesting note will be to see, I just think with Chewie, if it was that urgent, it would be putting down somewhere else. But equally, it's not coming back here because the pilots left their car keys behind. Oh, wait. What's this? Back in the garage? Nope. Yeah, I think, if I'm honest, Rob, it's stronger than 10 knots. I know the Met Office forecast, so I'm just trying to remind myself, my brain's fogged. Before I set out, they were talking about 16 mile an hour, 13.9 knots, with gusts up to around 29 mile an hour, 25.3 knots. I don't think it's as bad as that. It's just blowy. Great. Nice head-on shot of British Airways. Ollie MB, how are you, my friend? Les, yeah, it's that convention at NA, the NA convention. Parking is pretty limited. So if you've just joined us, folks, we are deep into interview time, added time, plain sailing aviation at Newcastle International Airport. I'm Mark, your host. We are on air awaiting, well, a couple of things really. A returning Chewie 737, which had set off for Gran Canaria. Not sure what's bringing it back here or why it hasn't put down sooner, but it is definitely coming back, so we'll hang on for that. And we also have a Ryanair that went around a short while ago and is on its way back round again. And in between times, this British Airways A320 will be on its way back to the capital. So I can see our Ryanair is on finals, being followed in. Well, we are going to get the easyJet Belfast flight as well, so it's nice when it works like that. So a couple of arrivals in fairly short order. Not a sausage, JT, not a sausage. I'll be honest, I would have, if they were expecting any issue, you kind of would have thought they'd have been out by now, but they do respond pretty quick when they go, so. Let's not think about that. 50 days time, is that all it is before they draw in? Think about it though, 50 days time, how much closer to retirement are you going to be? Good evening, Jason Telford. So in terms of, well, the plane you're looking at is bound for Heathrow. We have a Ryanair that did a go around a short while ago on finals. Behind that we have an easyJet A320 from Belfast, and we think behind that we have a Chewie 737 which had departed for Gran Canaria from here a short while ago, seems to be returning. So that's the order of play, and I think that will close the show, to be honest, or close to it. Grab H, I bet Les has got a calendar crossing them out. Lord knows I retired at Christmas and I was keeping an eye on the tally. Thanks, Alexandra. I'm trying to peer through the hedge. I'm kind of triangulating with the flight radar display on what I can see through the scrub. Although the light started to turn down a little bit, it should get easier in terms of picking up the lights. 100, there you go. That's very precise, Les, very precise. Tony McCall, I used to be a contract manager back in my day. Oh, here we go. Sorry Tony, I'd not realised you were in the chat, mate. How you doing? Now a very retired plane spotter, avid plane spotter. you reckon there's a round of applause on the plane? Nell, if you're listening in the background, the Ryanair go around got down. So, hot on the heels of this plane should be the incoming easyJet Belfast flight. Thank you, Dopey Gore. Yeah, Les, that did look a tad bouncy, but it has the redeeming feature of actually, you know, landing, I suppose. Put yourself in the pilot's shoes. I mean, the decision to go around is a finely tuned one, isn't it? No question. Skillful blokes and ladies. But you don't want to have to go around twice, do you? Do you remember Storm Otto, where we had a few go arounds here? I think there was a couple that went round twice. So folks are spinning you around a bit quick, a bit low on blood sugar I reckon. Sorry I didn't zoom you out. Good. Miss Landia, been a pleasure to be in your company. See you Saturday. Take care. I'd assume the British Airways outgoer will look to go. Let's have the close view. Well, I don't know who's tracking on flight radar, it's probably in the chat, but it looks like the 737 is in some kind of hold, unless it's going down at Teesside. Yeah, Tony, you've got to empathise, haven't you? The thoughts that those people thought they were going to be, well, what they were going to be up to for tonight, and they find themselves back at base. The Dublin plane. So this came in a short while ago, folks. This was the one that went around, and now it's back. No, JT, I tell you if there's anything to see, mate. Not a sausage. Other than the planes, runway's nicely lit up now. I'd assume, looking at the chat, if it's on a hold, I would imagine it is burning fuel or dumping it. That will be favourites. But there we are at that back end now, where I'm going to run out of juice probably in about 20 minutes, so let's see. So as always, folks, if you like what you see, do hit that like button, and if you're not yet subscribed to Plain Sailing Aviation, it's definitely something we'd like you to consider. It'd be great to have you with us, and of course, you know, hit that notification bell, then you keep up with what we're doing next. Melody, I hope you've got us back. Oh, 150 up. Thank you, Alibi. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, Simon, I think it's obviously looks to me like it's running off fuel. I think otherwise it would be down on the deck by now, wouldn't it? You know, it's not returned for a lap of honour ultimately. Look at our Belfast flight, nice and bright in this otherwise diminishing light. And the Appleyard, I don't think they're quite the scenic views they were hoping for though, mate. Right, task at hand. Where's our Chewie got to? battery check. Yeah, I think we're all in doping up battery wise. I've not got the warning light come up yet on the camcorder, so we're good there. The encoder I'm running at about quarter power left, but I've got a feeling the last quarter goes faster than the other 75%. Hey ho, let's just see. Yeah, Paul Rusher, Ken's got visitors for the next few days, so he's got other priorities, you know. I think they're from Canada, so he'll be showing them the sights. Always a big miss on the channel. Mind you, he absolutely came up trumps yesterday down at Press Week. He got some cracking pictures of Donald Trump 757, Trump Force One as they call it. So we're hoping to show you some of those pics during Saturday's show. In fact, he got some C-17s and KC-135s as well. It was a bit of a US Air Force convention by the sounds of it, so we'll bring you those hopefully at some point during the Edinburgh show on Saturday. So are we likely to gain any other action while we await the Chewie to work up to returning? Let's have a look. Tell you what, I'm just going to message Mrs. Plain Sailing Aviation to say I'll be a bit late for tea. I'm notorious for losing track of time. There we go. That's my efforts at domestic harmony. Les on lap 3. I mean, the $64 million question is, how long is it going to take them to get down to the level they need? Yeah, Simon, it's more or less that. In case of put my tea in the oven and I'll stick it in the micro later. Paul Rusher, I'll pick it up later, my friend, when I get back to the ranch. Good evening, Deckles 25YT. We're not sure. See, Alibi's answered your question. We're just not sure at the minute, so we are hoping to get it when it pops the wheels down here at Newcastle. At the minute it seems to be running fuel off. Certainly there's no sign of anything exceptional happening here on the airfield, so in terms of fire tenders moving around or some such. Zane Dad, welcome back, my friend. Hope you're keeping well. And you're right, Ewan, there will be quite a bit of fuel to burn. I'm assuming they've had to dump a proportion of it. I'm sure, was it Ewan said, your head's gone to, absolutely gone to pieces, knackered. Yeah, they would have run a bit off, I suppose. Perhaps they dumped a bit over the channel, I don't know. Obviously got a bit more to do. Probably, I'm looking at RAB H, no emergency squawk, technical issue, guess, yeah. It can't be that big a technical issue, you think. Otherwise it would have put down somewhere else much sooner, wouldn't it? Like I say, you just got to feel for the people that thought they were going to be in a hotel room in Gran Canaria tonight, and they're not. Well, that's interesting. So they can't dump, they've just got to fly it off. Well, they're going to be getting mightily dizzy on that circuit then, aren't they? I kind of fear we're going to run out of blooming battery on this. Oh well, we'll just have to see where we get to. It's a race of attrition between me running out of electric and this Chewie 737 getting rid of enough fuel to land. Is it going to be a lap 4? That's the question. Are we getting a 4th lap? Well, this rate of knots, we're probably picking up the blooming easyJet outgo to Belfast. Stranger things have happened, folks, stranger things have happened. Right, it's going round again, isn't it? See, it's going round another lap. Oh no. I don't know what to wish for. Yeah, on for lap 4. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to close the show out because we're going to get to a point. We'll stay on line. I'm staying online, folks, but we'll do the thing I would normally do at the end of the show, and that way, if we run it to the point where we run out of juice, well, that's just life. So. There we go. There you all are. So while we wait the outcome on the incoming, or we hope to be incoming, returning Chewie 737 that was going to Gran Canaria, I just wanted to do the usual and say thank you for the great support we've enjoyed during the course of the show. I'm closing it down now in case I run out of battery in a bit. Thanks to our superb moderators, Alibi58, Nell W, Dopey Gorp, and you'll have noticed Alexandra Wood in the chat, keeping flight radar absolutely in the right places, and most importantly keeping my head pointing in the right places. Thanks one and all. Many thanks as well to Ayrton Shepherd and Political Bias for their super chats, and also Dopey Gorp for the kind donation of a membership. That's an option that's now open to folks, so please do check that out if you're interested in supporting the channel in a more elevated way. And congratulations to Paul Usher, who was the beneficiary of that membership. I'm keeping an eye on my shoulder. Looking in the chats. Yeah, Alexandra Wood. It's a safety car, isn't it? Absolutely. Ryanair, it's been an absolute pleasure. Like I said, I never thought I'd be standing here at 6:45, wondering what's going to be happening next. I mean, the go around was an interesting change of pace as well, wasn't it? Really hadn't I wasn't expecting that. It wasn't an obvious one for us, was it? I think from ground level, yeah, it's a bit blowy, but you know, hey ho. Dopey Gorp, yeah, thanks mate, you're dead right. So folks, please feel free to make likes with the likes button and subscribe. In terms of, and I've covered this earlier in the show, but I'm mindful that people join as we go. So our first members newsletter, the monthly newsletter, goes out hopefully later today, although it might be first thing tomorrow now, depending on what time I get in. My lad Eddie was just tweaking a couple of bits with it, and that'll include details on the Facebook page, which is the bit we were holding on for, but also that'll have details about our upcoming away day trips in May, which just will tell you how we're putting your money to work basically, and I hope you'll be as excited about those as we are. And next show from us, as I've mentioned a couple of times, will be Edinburgh on Saturday, 7:45 through till about 1:35. Plenty of action on show there, so we really look forward to your company then. Our new moderator will be announced during the show, and we've got some additional features that we're going to feed into the show during the broadcast. And of course, with United now putting 3 transatlantic routes with their 757-200s on, it's a good mix of stuff to see, to be honest, and of course it's such a great location. Okay, oh, let's have a look here. easyJet says Chewie is inbound. Yeehaw, because I reckon I've got 14% battery. I think my battery was starting to run down in sort of sync with their fuel burn rate. Jacques Vanderberg, it's been a pleasure, my friend. I'm sorry I missed your entry into the chat, Jacques. I hope you're keeping well, mate. It's been great fun. Right, well, I think we're all caught up. I've done all the topping out with the show. Look forward to seeing folks on Saturday. Let's just let's get this Chewie on the deck. Right, well, thanks everybody. Camcorder now tells me I'm into the last half hour on that. JT Jets, I could say the same to you. You see me plenty of times here. Anyway, yeah, feel free to say hello. Mab Matuk, been a pleasure, mate. Absolute pleasure. Out off the hold, that's what we want. it's been going round and round in a circle to create some kind of maximum velocity. Slingshot. Let's just see if there's any sign of any action whatsoever around the airport. Let's take the camera for the pan. So let's go to the fire station for a start. To the naked eye, doesn't seem to be much going on there. They'd be deployed by now if they were deployed anyway. If only Ken was on the chat, I'm thinking, he'd be coining this the home plain sailing aviation, the home of the one more returning plane. Yeah, over Consett, Mark at North Sky, your way mate if you are in the stream. Telford, where is the Ryanair going to, or departing to? Do you know what? I've been that focused on the outgoer, the incomer should I say, that I genuinely don't know, Jason. Let's find out, shall we? Mulligan. Do I like the sound of that? But yeah, we're going to bank this. I'm under 10% on battery now with the encoder, so like most things you tend to find you don't get as much out the last 10% as the first 10%, so we're going to go without ceremony, I suspect. So very well doing a pop-up stream, but you know, you should really pack for a contingency, shouldn't you? Anyway, the main thing is we find ourselves finishing with a little bit of quasi-dramatic action insofar as a plane's returning that wasn't expected. A few people turning up. Excuse me folks, I just realise I'm blowing my hooter up. It's just I'm actually perished to the core. Thanks Alexandra, Chewie at 2,000 feet, well into approach. Just loving the suspense. Almost set your watch by the trains. Straight in my eyes, Alexandra, I cannot see a light. Although why, I don't know, because I'm looking at where it is on flight radar. I would have thought I'd see it. Just come round. Ooh, how my heart goes out to those people. Saying that the aviation industry doesn't have the exceptional safety record it has for no good reason, does it? Looks rather forlorn, doesn't it? I'm not sure it'd be medical, Ewan, although of course it's a pretty broad category, isn't it? I think if it had been acute medical, they'd have been somewhere else sooner. You never do know though, do you? Be interesting whether Chewie look to send another aircraft here, or whether they think whatever the issue is something they can sort out at Newcastle and put the plane back to its original destination. Well, I said we were going to cut it fine, folks. I'm down to 5% now, so I think we'll just about get this back to the terminal. Well, Nell, I've seen you back in the chat. You had nice tea. Right, folks, thank you so much for keeping me company. Don't know where the time's gone, if I'm honest. Bit of late drama interest in the show. Be interesting if we ever get to the bottom of what that was. So if you are watching this broadcast and you were on that flight, please do post a comment to the stream, and we'll make sure we share it with the community post. So thank you one and all. I hope you have a great evening, or if it's later than that where you are, a great night's sleep. Either which way. It's been fantastic to be in your company, and look forward to seeing you all, or as many of you as possible, in Edinburgh, on the Edinburgh stream should I say, on Saturday on air 8:15 through till about 1:30. So in the meantime, take care and thank you very much. Ooh, just like to press the off air button. Aviation Adam 738. You've heard it's crew illness. Yeah, that sounds pretty plausible, doesn't it? Yeah. Where'd you get that from, Adam? I'm just going to keep this stream open a second to see if Adam heard me ask the question. While we use this last 3% on the encoder. Scripters Drift, apparently one of the pilots has fallen ill. Oh, and Scripters Drift and Aviation Adam both got family on board. Well, we have the aviation industry has a stellar record on safety, doesn't it? So it doesn't leave much to chance. So hopefully whoever's ill isn't too ill, if that doesn't sound too trite. Certainly worryful. Anyway, do take care all, and see you next time out.